Good evening and welcome to the fourth evening of this joint event between the International Video Dance Festival of Burgundy, which I co-direct with Marissa Hayes, and the International Meeting on Video Dance and Video Performance, directed by Blas Paeri. For this joint event, we are also joined by Alma Llerena, who has helped curate some of the evenings that you've seen since Saturday. So the first three evenings were curated by Alma and Blas. Tonight and tomorrow will be evenings that I have curated with additional help from Marissa. Two evenings of approximately 50 minutes each, starting tonight with a selection of 7 films from a variety of countries, from Indonesia to Germany, but we'll also see films from Denmark, from Portugal, from France, from Italy. So it's an interesting panorama of what is being done today in the world of screen dance. And tomorrow, the other session, which I have curated, will be composed of another 4 movies. I won't go into detail explaining the reasons why I have selected the films. I really want the audience to be able to make up their own mind about the films, about their qualities, about why they like them. I just want to point out a motif, a recurring motif, which I have noticed in several films that were submitted to us this year. I can think of at least 4 or 5 films that included this motif, and this is a motif that resonates with another motif that Marissa, the co-director of our festival, wrote a paper about a few years ago. She wrote a paper about the multiplication of the human body that can be seen in a lot of contemporary works of screen dance. That is to say that in a lot of works there is a performer who appears on screen, whose body is copied digitally, most often, so that that performer is going to interact with copies of himself or herself that appear simultaneously in the same frame, creating thus an interesting dialogue with the various elements of one's personality on screen. The motif I have noticed this year is actually the mirror image of the one described by Marissa, but it's an inverted mirror. What I mean by this is that instead of having one body multiplied on screen several times, I have noticed that a lot of films were composed of several performers that were being joined into one human being. That is to say that various individualities were transformed into one single person. As you can see, I am screening now an example coming from one of tonight's films that is entitled Trigger Flutter, which exemplifies this motif. And I find this motif very powerful because I like to read it this way anyway. I mean, I suppose that it is possible to read it differently, but I like to think that it underscores our common humanity, the fact that beyond the fact that we are spread, divided into several bodies, into several personalities, we share a common humanity that is made manifest by this motif, by mixing several people in one body, as if these people coexisted on different planes, on different parallel dimensions that were interacting at a certain moment as a short circuit. So yes, I think this is something that is very powerful, and as I said, I really like to think that it really underlines, it really stresses the fact that in spite of all our differences, we are all one humanity. So I won't go into more detail about tonight's evening. I hope you enjoy the screening. I want to thank very much the co-curators of this joint evening. First of all, Marissa, the co-director of our festival in Burgundy, but also Blas and Alma, who curated the first 3 evenings and whom we are going to chat with on Saturday to go a bit further about the reasons why we selected the various works that you're going to watch. And of course, I do not want to forget all the artists, the ones who've sent us their works and were accepted, as well as the ones who were not, whose works were not selected for the final screening. Please understand that it has nothing to do with the quality of your work. It is very difficult to make a choice, and a lot of the films that I would have liked to include in this program could not make it for reasons of time, for reasons of diversity. So please understand that if you are not part of the final selection, this is by no way a proof that we didn't like your film. Anyway, please enjoy, I hope you enjoy this evening, and I tell you, I hope to see you tomorrow evening for the second part of the program I've curated. Good evening.
Tatanan baru hidup di tengah COVID-19 atau yang kita kenal dengan new normal.
Pola kenormalan baru atau new normal.
New normalnya anak-anak usia sekolah.
Tatanan normal baru.
Tatanan normal baru.
Kosakata normal baru semakin dikencangkan. Tanda berbagai hal akan mulai diaktifkan.
Mau ke desa, tapi tak bisa. Sedang di kota sudah tak kerja. Tubuh terkunci di dalam tubuh. Kami bergerak di dalam batas. Ingin marah, tapi pada siapa? Sedang mereka sudah tutup telinga. La 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 la. La 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 la. Mau ke desa tapi tak bisa, sedang di kota sudah tak kerja. Halalai, tubuh terkunci di dalam tubuh, kami bergerak di dalam batas. Ingin melayang, 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 melayang. La la Doa apa yang harus kami panjatkan padamu Tuhan? Jika kali ini mayat kami dan itu sama mati di jalan ini. La 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 la.
Iwak sepat mangani beras dipencuk godhong ya godhong talas. Pemerintah lan rakyat kudu kompak lan cerdas, gotong royong nglawan wabah Covid-19 supaya negarane tentrem lan aman. Numpak sepur karo Raisa, ayo dulur basmi corona.